Hi Libra, welcome to your mid-February 2019 tarot and astrology reading. Welcome back to my channel if you're a regular here, and if you're new, please do subscribe. We've got monthly and mid-monthly readings going at the moment, and it'd be great to have you on board. So Libra, let's start on February 13th when Mars conjuncts Uranus in your partnership sector. Okay, so this sounds quite intense, and it is. This isn't going to occur again in your lifetime, this particular energy. Because Uranus is going to shift into Taurus next month. But in the meantime, with this conjunction, you may find yourself in very sudden changes to your partnership, to your business. Basically, things are going to be a little bit more disruptive, but they can also be incredibly exciting. You might suddenly meet somebody on the 13th. You might suddenly get engaged on the 13th. You might decide to take your relationship to the next step. On the flip side, you may suddenly call off a relationship that's not working for you anymore if it's toxic. With Chiron, the wounded healer, shifting into your partnership sector on the 18th, you may start to undergo a process of healing the way you connect with others. As a Libra, you can oftentimes find your Achilles heel in your relationship. Sometimes you're too accepting for the sake of having a partnership. Sometimes it's not about the person, it's just about having someone for you. And that can be very, very dangerous in your relationships. With Chiron going there, you're going to undergo a process of healing parts of your life where the intimacy is troubled, where the connectedness is troubled, or you're picking unsuitable partners for the sake of having somebody. If you have Venus anywhere in your chart, be it your Sun, Moon, Rising, Mercury, Venus, Mars in Libra, it can often mean that you do have a tendency to pick people for the sake of having people. That's kind of a troubled part of the Libra personality. So under this transit, you're really going to start looking inward on what it is that you're doing with that side of your life and what it is that you want from that side of the life. That transit is going to last 9 years, Chiron being there. And this doesn't mean, by the way, that you won't have relationships or that you won't have healthy relationships. Quite the opposite, actually. Particularly if you've been sacrificing yourself for your relationships. To have Chiron in this sector will mean that you have to face the wounds, and if you keep ignoring them, they'll keep repeating. So the transit can either be easy or not so easy, depending on how you go through it. So for example, Scorpio, for the last 8 years, has had Chiron in their romantic sector. You know, romance, it's quite similar to the 7th house, 5th house energy, but it's actually... for Scorpios, a lot of them find that they were getting into unhealthy relationships consistently over and over and over. You know, same person, different body of unhealthy relationships. And that's because Chiron wants you to learn a lesson really well. So if you keep ignoring it and going for the same type of person or not healing yourself, it will be much of the same. But you will find in your relationships that giving more and being willing to go into the depth with somebody and helping them out with what it is they struggle with will be the most fulfilling part, because that's the interesting part of Chiron nobody really gets into. It's that if you start to help healing somebody else, in turn you can heal yourself. Now, on the 14th, the moon in Gemini is going to be creating some wanderlust for you. It's 9th house of philosophy, religion. You might have a bit of a religious crisis depending on how you were raised. If you were raised a certain way, that you don't connect with so well anymore in terms of religious standpoints, because this is also squaring off with Neptune, which is in your 8th house. You could be really going into the depth with what it is that you truly believe in and what your belief system is. For a lot of Libras, there seems to be a pattern of spiritual awakening and awareness going through where they're more interested in the unknown, the metaphysical, and maybe being a lot less traditional with their religion. And you know, that never comes without a crisis of faith at some point. People go through that consistently. On Valentine's Day, you might feel very overwhelmed if people are trying to pigeonhole you or make you believe a certain thing. You're more likely to flee, okay? You want to talk about things that are interesting and deep. You know, it's a sort of transit energy where you want to talk about aliens and you want to talk about the deeper stuff of the world, and other people can find that with the Gemini moon. Maybe they're feeling a little bit more uneasy about it. But if you have something that you're passionate about, Libra, don't ignore it to keep everybody else happy. I mean, on the 15th, Mars is going to be moving into Taurus, which is your 8th house energy. And so I was just confusing Neptune. Neptune's in your 6th house, so that is work. So it's your relationship with the people that you work with is what's maybe your conversations you're getting a little bit flighty with. Mars moving into Taurus, which is the 8th house, which is your energy of intimacy, sexuality, jealousy, secrecy. Big money and finance gets a lot of boosting. And with that boost also comes a significant level of stress, especially if you're dealing with other people's money. Now, it may also mean, Libra, that you are attracted to the wrong sort of person. The people that look great on the outside, but you don't really know. They're very mysterious, they're very aloof. It's a very lovely, intimate energy for coupled relationships. It just means that in your new ones, you might be more interested in people that look a certain way. And then in that case, you may overlook people where you're more emotionally compatible for something a bit more standardized beauty. And again, it may make you aware of maybe some negative patterns where it's not all about looks. You actually want somebody that treats you well, doesn't just look good to impress other people. Do you know what I mean? So that being said, Sun moves into Pisces. You're getting a lot of self-care, a lot of conscious health decisions. You might try a new diet. You might go vegan. You might try more organic fruits and vegetables. You might try aromatherapy. With the sun in this side of the sky for you, self-care is going to be very, very important. And switching up your day-to-day routine is going to be quite important. You might get a bit bored of the monotony if you're following the same schedule every single day. Break free and try something different. The full moon in Virgo in your spiritual sector just adds to the fact you might be a bit more spiritual. You might be a bit more psychically aware of what's going on around you. So listen to it. Listen to your intuition. Listen to what your gut feeling is telling you. Because there's big changes afoot here, Libra. Particularly in your partnership sector. 4 of Wands. Rewards, security, community. It's the marriage type energy. Queen of Pentacles, you could have an earth sign female in your life that is significant. A Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn. This person seems to be gravitating towards your thoughts quite a bit, so I'm wondering what's going on there. King of Swords. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This can be you, Libra, or this can be somebody else. Ambition. 4 of Cups, boredom in the challenge. This was in Virgo's challenge. You could be dealing with a Virgo too. And the Ace of Cups, love. Ooh. Ooh la la. Oh wow, the Wheel of Fortune. Now that's impressive. Destiny. Some kind of romantic destiny. What could that be? So, Chiron is giving your partnerships a boost and there is an opportunity for new love. If you have been working on healing, which some of you may have been doing, because bear in mind, the themes with Uranus being there over the last few years has actually generated some awareness for this area for you. So some of you might be very far into your journey of romantic healing, so don't worry about that. I think for a lot of you, there's romantic love coming in, and I think it could be, it's definitely, for those of you that are single, there definitely seems to be something. The Ace of Cups usually means a new person. Now, King of Swords, it could be an air sign, it could be Aquarius, it could be Gemini, or it could be another Libra. But we have Earth here too. The problem is, and as I say, this came up with Virgo too, when the 4 of Cups is in the challenge, it oftentimes manifests as a fear of rejection. Because I know it isn't actual rejection, because the Ace of Cups is the outcome. So, with Mars going into your 8th, you have more energy to pursue. You have more energy to go after what you want or who you want. Yes, it's very secretive, but the reason the 8th house is secretive, Libra, is always because it's based on self-preservation. You find a Scorpio person, right? Because they're the 8th house people. You find a Scorpio person that's very secretive and very mysterious. They're not doing that to appear mysterious or aloof. They're trying to protect themselves. What occurs under a Mars in the 8th transit is a lot of chemistry, a lot of magnetism. You're probably going to be beating them off with a stick in terms of people coming to you. There seems to be someone getting through that really appeals. I think for a lot of you it's an Aquarius, but I also think it could be a fixed sign in general, Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, or Leo. Either way, there's romance coming through that seems to be pretty exciting, because the Ace of Cups always means somebody coming in who's got this way of presenting themselves that you initially find it piques your interest. It sort of makes your ears prick up. It's definitely, for some of you, it's definitely a Gemini. The Magician manifestation. Some of you are getting very good at thinking about the type of partner you want, and you're manifesting them. Okay, so what you're focusing on, particularly with Chiron moving into your partnership sector, what you focus on romantically will arise. Okay, bear that in mind. Let's see. 4 of Wands. The Empress. Well, that's you. It is Taurus too. It's Venus. Interesting. So where is Venus? Venus is in Capricorn, in your sector of home and community, which is funny because that's what the 4 of Wands is. So here we have Venus in that sector coming through in the cards as being significant. You may meet someone, regardless of where in the world you are, you may actually meet someone from home, or somebody from your hometown has an idea of what type of person they want to set you up with. That's probably for a few of you, but there seems to be some kind of connection to your community, to your upbringing. The Hermit. There's definitely Virgo energy here too. Hopes and fears. Some of you are afraid that you're not quite into your healing journey yet, and you don't want to start something new in case it goes wrong. Knight of Pentacles, loyalty in the positive position. Okay. All this partnership energy is bringing out interesting people. We have the King of Wands in the challenge. Fire signs might be particularly challenging to you at the moment, Libra. And the 6 of Swords, calm. This looks like moving into a new relationship. 6 of Swords is that card in the traditional deck. I'm using the Oceanic because it is Pisces season from the 18th onwards, so I thought I'd get into like the ocean energy. The 6 of Swords is this 2 people and a child on a boat sailing into a new beginning. People think it's quite negative and leaving a relationship. It actually is all about moving forward with somebody. They're never alone, okay? So bear that in mind. With the Ace of Cups, it's like you're moving into a new period of romance or a transitional phase. You're definitely progressing in some way, Libra, which is really positive. But I can't help but notice there's a lot of people here. You know, we have the King of Wands, King of Swords, Knight of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, the Hermit's, you know, a person, the Empress is a person. There's kind of a lot of, you know, people, and yes, right enough underneath, Page of Cups. Could be water signs, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. But the Page of Cups usually is a romantic offer. So we have that. That's quite consistent in this reading as romance. So, let me see. Some of you have had a little bit of a messy situation with a fire sign where you consistently felt rejected, or you felt as though maybe you rejected them and regret it. I just say there's a rejection coming up with a fire sign. But it's already happened. So it's, you know, that's what's coming up in the reading. It doesn't mean it's to come. This is for some of you that have dealt with a fire sign in the past who rejected you and made you feel unlovable or problematic. Or it could just be someone who you constantly felt, because the King of Wands can manifest as this, Libra, someone who you constantly felt was picking things over you. Or you might just not be so sure about this person. You know, or it can be, you know, just playing devil's advocate here. It can actually be, just turning up that light here, it can actually be that you're picking your career over everything else, and you're choosing consistently other passions over a date, you know, dating somebody new. Because the Hermit's here, you might think you'd be better being alone. And as usual, Libra, you have many people watching you, interested in you. Knight of Pentacles, King of Swords. If you're in a relationship with an air sign, your loyalty to them is unquestionable, sometimes possibly to the point of being silly, depending on what they're doing, but it's admirable. Your loyalty with your air sign people, your earth sign people is pretty strong from what I'm seeing here. So for those of you in relationships with air signs, you really have stuck through them through thick and thin, and you're still prepared to do that. Just make sure you are genuinely getting the love that you require in order to feel happy. This may not be a relationship that people on the outside understand, but it's something that you guys get, okay? So, Knight of Swords, again, more air energy. Drama, though. Romantic drama could be possible this month. King of Pentacles, trust. Okay, so we have two, good lord, we have so many people. Trust is important. You don't trust somebody, or you want to trust somebody, or you want to trust your choices. 8 of Wands, travel, planning trips. That moon in Gemini on Valentine's Day may create some holiday plans. Queen of Swords, resilience. Why are there so many people? For those of you that are female Libras, you're challenging yourself in some way. 9 of Cups, a wish. Wowza. Okay, so love and a wish. Right, what more do you want? 8 of Pentacles, achievement. Wow. So those of you that were worried about Chiron going into Aries, not much point in worrying about it. That Uranus transit has probably given you a fair bit of information about what you want from people. It's probably been a bit disruptive, especially if you've been dating Aquarians. It's probably been quite unpredictable. It's been a bit on and off. If you've made it through in a committed relationship, things seem to be going from high to high. There are a lot of people wanting your attention, and it may be a bit draining. With the Hermit, I feel like you want some alone time desperately, but you don't know how to ask because you don't want people to feel rejected. Okay? If you're completely single and have nobody, I really don't get the impression that it's because you don't have options, because there's so many people flying about here, and some of them are pretty decent. Like the Knight of Pentacles is loyalty. A loyal, ambitious person is interested in you, possibly also interested in travel, and yet you're kind of hesitant because you don't want to make the same mistakes again. That's fine. But there's a romantic wish, and I think this came up for Leo as well, actually. A romantic wish kind of coming true. This is really nice. It's actually really positive, Libra. But there's so many people, which is why I'm kind of like, oh, what do they want? 9 of Cups, a wish. The cat that got the cream, love offer that makes you feel really quite special. 6 of Swords is a calming influence in your life. For some of you that were dealing with an air sign female or a fire sign male, I feel there was a level of rejection or toxicity or unhappiness, and I feel like you're possibly leaving that behind for something new. That doesn't mean that if you're dating a fire sign or an air sign female that you're going to do that, but it just seems to be coming up for some of you. So Ace of Cups just means a new chapter in love, which is always really good. Like you really like it. Creativity and worthiness. Okay. Trying something new, shaking up the routine. Sun in Pisces. Shake up your day-to-day routine. Do something that makes you feel good. Worthiness means you're getting your self-worth back. Look at her looking at her reflection. Now, narcissism has so commonly been associated with females who like what they look like. Or men that look like what they look like. That's not narcissism. Okay, having a healthy sense of worth, liking who you are, being okay with how attractive you feel, that's fine. Don't let people shame you into thinking you shouldn't like yourself. It's like that quote in Mean Girls where she says, "Oh, you're really pretty," and she says, "Thank you," and she's like, "Oh, so you agree? You think you're really pretty?" Do you know what I mean? It's kind of funny, but Libras are always born with this beautiful energy. You know, they're usually very attractive people, and it's okay to feel attractive. You know, it doesn't make you self-obsessed. It doesn't make you narcissistic. It's okay to like what you look like, Libra. Okay. It generally really seems like a lot of people do. So just go with it, enjoy it, embrace it, you know? You're only young once, which can last up until you're like in your 80s and stuff. Young is a mentality. Creativity. Doing fun activities with other people, using your imagination, letting your inner child soar, finding creative ways to problems. I think Mars entering Taurus is actually going to be, you know, as I said, you can be attracted to bad boys, bad girls, all that stuff. It doesn't mean they're all going to be like that. There is, from what I can see here, people coming in that are very, you know, good. This transit might actually give you the energy to end toxic situations and embrace new things. Now, Vesta, home, a household situation is improving, either through a move or healthy change in the occupants. Your house situation might change. You might be looking for new homes. Your family relationships may improve. Anya, golden opportunity. Important doors are opening for you now. Walk through them. There we go. Something really good is going to be happening at the end of February, Libra. Embrace it, enjoy it, feel good about it, trust yourself, you deserve the best. Here we go, romantic wish. It's all good. So, love you guys, and I'll see you in the next set of readings. Bye.